this is where more the things that you learn, more the learning will happen, and it will be very handy for you to understand the things better. So, some of the students who are appearing for XLRI, guys, today's topic that is going to be very interesting for you because this was a topic which came to XLRI, right? And I thought, and one of the student just texted me early in the morning. He told me that, hey, why you shouldn't take the topic? Okay, 1 minute more, post that we'll start it. How many folks are joined? Karthik, can you make it like this? All the folks are visible, 9 folks on this one format where all folks would be visible for me on screen.
You can do the view,
View gallery.
view to multi-speaker. I think
Okay,
it will
just a second.
suffice.
Multi-speaker. Okay, perfect.
No,
Okay.
Now
do
it's
gallery. It's
great.
better.
Okay, this is amazing, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So let me start it, guys. And what are people who wanted to join? I think they have already joined it. So 2 minutes late. Now the people who are going to start the GD understand the topic clearly, set the direction for the folks that how you are going to discuss about the things. Do not dominate from the beginning itself. Keep your introduction crisp, clear, concise, structured. Post that during the group discussion. Don't take more than 3 entries. Speak clearly, concisely. Quality matters a lot as compared to quantity. Support whatever that is coming to your mind with your example, data, fact, figure, real life experiences. Try to listen and build on someone's point of view. Don't repeat the same points again and again. You can give a different perspective, that is fine, but repetition is not allowed. Your communication matters a lot. Eye contact matters a lot. Sit upright, look confident. Then do not interrupt someone. Don't cut a girl during the group discussion. Simple and clear English is mandatory. And there was one guy who was mentioning this is a vibe. Gen Z words not allowed in a group discussion, right? Don't try to remain silent for the whole discussion. Or if you wanted to agree someone, don't agree blindly. I would say have a hypothesis of it. Understand, am I going to oppose the person or not? Or am I going to add in some value in someone's point of view? If the topics, the points that are coming into the group discussion are unrelated or out of the box, make sure that they should be relevant to the topic. When it comes to GD, leadership matters a lot. Try to converse the group discussion. Try to summarize if you get a chance. It should not happen just like yesterday, what has happened. When it comes to conclusion, make sure that you're going to summarize each and every point that is mentioned there. Always have a balanced point of view. Don't come up with a new argument. I have seen yesterday there was one girl, there was person who was mentioning about a new argument at last minute. You should not do this. I'll judge you according to some factors. Your clarity of thoughts, content that you're speaking, do you have the logical thinking or not, communication, team player, and are you going to show leadership skills or not? Understood? I hope my instructions are clear to you, right? Piyush, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I was just asking that it will be a group discussion, so no particular introduction for the particular persons, just
Yes.
a group
This,
discussion.
this is a group discussion, so no interaction is
Yeah.
mandatory. So, guys, let me tell you the topic. The topic is
Can I
gender
know
di.
uh,
Yeah,
know the duration for the GD? 10 or
yes.
12
The 10
minutes?
minutes of duration would be there and 2 minutes to think. Once the topic is
Okay.
announced, you will get 2 minutes to think about it. The topic is gender diversity is still a distant dream in corporate India for women. Let me repeat it again, right? Gender diversity is still a distant dream in corporate India for women. Let me put it into chat box. Your time starts now, guys. You'll get 2 minutes to think about it. I put the topic in the chat box. Just look at it. Last 30 seconds.
Okay. Uh, I'll start the GD group discussion. The topic is gender parity is still a distant dream in corporate India. Let me start this discussion with a question. Uh, Smriti Mandhana plays for WPL, Women Premier League. There is a, let's say, Uh, this is a perception in all over the world where anything that a woman does is counted as a women's dash dash. There is a woman CEO, there is a woman co-pilot, there is a woman leader, but not a leader, pilot, or a player. And that is a reality where a woman in corporate India earns 70 cents per dollar earned by a man. That is a parity that is really worrying about in our society, where women are literally less than 30% participation in our country is there for women. Even while they enter in the corporate, there are two perception: either they are considered as they are promoted for their looks or because of favoritism, or there is a perception that they got into because of reservation or to improve the gender diversity ratio. These are the kind of discrimination that women go through daily in the corporate world, and this is the discussion that we are going to have.
Lovely point of view, point of view coming from your side about how women's achievement is looked through a very gender-based spectacle. I have a very interesting insight onto this. I think we should also incorporate gender as a term which is in today's era considered as an umbrella, and there are different sorts of identities coming into play, not only women. Having said that, I feel the entire workforce is heavily male dominated. For example, in the manufacturing sector, you see 85 to 90% of people employed are males. And at the C-suite level, you don't see much representation coming from the women's side or coming from the third gender side. So that metric is sufficient for us to know that there is a certain crisis going on. And I'll be illuminated for how you guys think about this.
Yes,
What
Manas,
also
While
what
I
you
needs
have
agree
said.
with your points,
I would like to add on the point that gender diversity has been improved from the last decade significantly in the corporate, but the parity pay, the leaderships in the women among the women is still low. We are still away from the gender equality. It is far from reality. And I also want to highlight the point that even being having a 4.20 trillion economy in India, and one of the fastest growing economy, we are far from being. We have less participation of women, lower than average, as my fellow mates say. And we have to take some active steps and promote more women encouragement. And I would also like to have some views on that also.
What
while I
Manas
agree
said,
with
I
your points,
agree with.
I would like to add to it that yes, it is true.
Can you increase your volume? We are.
I agree with what Manas was saying. Like if we see the corporate sector at the highest level, there is predominant glass ceiling which is working on, and we see very less women at the higher level, and we see pink collarization also. Like women in corporate sector are bundled in very few roles, like clerical and maintenance type roles. So pink collarization and glass ceiling is very visible in corporate sector. So and moreover, also, if we see the cases against POSH, prevention of workplace harassment, that are also increasing. So, like these issues shows like it is corporate sector has not been transformed into a dream for women till now.
Okay, while I agree with all your points, but I think we should also look upon the positive aspects. Like nowadays, also we are getting equal opportunities. We are moving to a point when gender equality is like visible. It is, and don't agree that it's still a distant dream. We are moving towards it. Like gender diversity has points for many B schools or in many IITs or IIMs like that. So I think these steps taken by government or institutions have contributed to make it a fair game for all women and men through reservations or through incentives like the slogan Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. I agree that it has rooted from the patriarchy, but as we transform to a modern India, we leave our like blind beliefs and misconceptions behind, and we are moving toward a progressive India where women will also have a like a fair level of fair ground to work in corporate. Maybe it may be corporate or any field. I think
I
we are
think
moving
if there
towards
is
it
a
gradually.
need for to give reservation or incentives or any kind of points for being a woman, that is the clear proof that there is a need for gender equality in the institutions. That is the clear meaning that still there is discrimination based on gender, and we can't say that
Yes,
it is improving. It is the government is taking steps. All over the country, institutions are taking steps, but are they enough? That is the question. Is that a
Actually,
distant dream? Maybe. Can I complete my point, please? Thank you.
yeah, sure.
So, the current condition of our country in the workforce is worse than even Bangladesh. That is a Muslim majority country. But still, our country is much lesser participation when it comes to women participation in workforce. We are not even talking about the third gender. They don't even have a proper recognition in our system. This is the kind of treatment that we are going to these genders other than men. And the perception regarding these people is very important to improve. And this can be done with two things. First is by people method, that we all need to come together and
Wait, I'm
bring.
really sorry to interrupt you, but I think not all of us will get a chance. Let's just trim your idea and let's pass the
Okay,
baton
can
to
I
the other
take
guy.
10
Otherwise,
seconds and I'll finish?
yeah, just
Just one
that'll be
point.
good. Yeah,
One
sure,
point I
sure,
would
sure.
like to highlight is key policy driven changes are required. First, from government side, that maternity leave and menstruation relaxation should be allowed. And yeah, this is the dire need. You may continue.
Adding on to my fellow mate point,
I
I would
think
like
Arjun
to.
should be given a chance because he has not spoken.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Actually,
Right.
I agree with Apurva that there is still work to do, but in India where there was years of suppression and everything, I think we have come a long way too. And nowadays, like in engineering college or in management colleges, there are companies coming only for hiring girls, and there are extra points also in while in admission for the MBA colleges. So we are working on it, but yeah, we have a long way to go also.
Guys, also like to add that in corporates, there is usually discrimination, open discrimination, that the girl with having the same skill set as a man is not given the same amount. Okay, so I think in the corporate world, that should be improved specifically. That if a girl in the same role is there, she should not be the last preference, or she should also be given the same priority as the man. So I think that is to be
Last
needed in the
90
policies
seconds.
of the corporate.
So I would like to add
I
one
think
or
it is
two
time
and
to
other
conclude,
reforms.
otherwise we'll run out of
Yeah,
time.
yeah, just
Okay,
20 seconds,
continue.
then you can conclude. Like improving the caps, giving the caps to women to who are working late so that they have the opportunity to work late at nights, become available for the companies that are US based clients, and adding some reforms to some policies like secretive helpline numbers for women in the workplace so that they can address their issues like the if the man is somewhat harassing them. And yes, if anyone like to conclude, the panel is open.
That's a lovely point of view actually. So in a nutshell, we all talked about providing incentives to women. We talked about menstrual leaves. We talked about Bangladesh's demographic distribution in terms of how gender is distributed amongst them. But the crux of the statement goes like this: that we need to make sure that the entire gender compass is not seen, their achievement and their work is not celebrated with an angle that brings in their gender. Their work should be celebrated just centric to that work part. And that's how truly will be inclusive with not just women, but probably with will be able to will be able to recognize men and other genders as well. And that's what my understanding has been. And this has been a lovely GD with you guys. Thank you.
Just one point I want to conclude that, like from all our discussion, we have understood that whatever opportunities have came to women, they are like very concentrated, like lower strata. Like they have not getting more opportunity to get to executive level. That is what glass ceiling is. So
Stop,
like
guys.
more
Ravi, what are you doing?
trying to conclude.
Uh, do you think that there are two, three, four conclusions should come into the picture when it comes to group discussion?
Like I thought, like whole discussion was um, like it should be more on corporate, but it was going on like
Yeah,
societal factor
yeah,
more,
yeah, yeah.
No, I know
more
that.
based on society.
See, the point is that we will definitely discuss about content. I'm just thinking about the hygiene checks. If someone is concluding his point of
Okay.
view, why you are disturbing, why you are cutting him down and you are entering into the group discussion? Don't you think so? You are reducing your brownie points?
Might be.
Might be not. That is the reality. If you are going for tier 1 GDs, I have given tier 1 GDs. I have seen if someone is concluding it, you should not put your point of view. If you are your point of view, if you wanted to say something, try to tell to the student that, hey, can you give me 10 seconds so that I can put my perspective, then you can conclude it.
He was like almost over, like when he said
So
like
that's his problem,
wonderful
right?
GD with all of you.
Right? That's his
Mhm.
problem. That's not your fault, right? If you are getting three chances, try to make sure that why you try to elongate it, try to express your POV. There's no need to add
Okay.
conclusion.
Like conclusion only one will give, or like one to more people can
Only
give.
uh, there's a difference
Only
between
one.
GD and GE,
Okay.
Ravi. In group exercise, every person will get a chance to conclude it. This is a group discussion which happens for tier 1 institutes. Only one person will get a chance.
Okay.
Understood?
I thought. Okay. Okay.
You're getting XLR call. So it acted as you're not a team player, man.
Actually, I thought
Sometimes you just need.
like I was not knowing that only one person will give conclusion. I thought like it is room for two, three people who will conclude.
Have you understood my instructions, which I told you at the initial stage of the process?
Now it's okay. Now I like understood.
Now we learn the art of listening to the people, right? Whenever you will be getting into corporate zone, right? People will bombard you if you're not showing that listening skills.
Okay.
So, man, I'll tell you one thing. There was one guy in my team itself who joined from I am Kashipur. He has that habit of not listening to the people. And in the meeting of 53 people, he was disturbing to a VP. And then a VP cross question.
Is my internet gone or the
I
No,
Akash
think
no,
have
it's the
has
Akash,
it's
I think
कंपनी का दिया हुआ था हमको डाटा, उस पे बताना था कि क्या डिसीजन लेना
Yeah, am I audible to you guys?
तुम्हारी voice
है.
yes, yes.
Yes.
So sorry
You
for the.
came from somewhere gloomy.
Yeah, I know that. Yes, right now, am I audible to you?
थोड़ा
XLR?
आकाश
Yeah,
आवाज
you
अगर
are.
बढ़ा सकते हो.
Yes, yes.
Okay, just a second. मैं बढ़ा देता हूँ. Karthik, is this good?
Sure, works.
Yeah,
Okay. So I'll tell you one thing, guys. What points has to come from each and every person, right? If you look at the topic that is given there, I can't open up my camera. I'll try my best because there's some light. Yeah. So this kind of scenario will come. Yeah, we'll discuss about the topic, right? If you look at the topic that is present there, which was gender parity, is it a still distant dream in corporate India for women? Whenever you are starting any group discussion, make sure that we should discuss about what is gender diversity, what is gender parity. Most importantly, it is more about giving equal opportunities, equal pay, equal presentation to the women which are present there, right? And if you look at right now in corporate India, there is a still significant gap when it comes to leadership roles. Understood? Am I making sense?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
you should start with it. The guy who started the discussion, instead of discussing what is, see, all the folks who are coming from different background, they won't be having same similar background, right? Let's say, or case based or tech based GD that is coming. Let's say some of the students are not aware of GNI. First of all, you have to explain what is generative AI to the people. So explain that topic, Karthik. You could have explained the topic to the group that what is gender parity. The first entry that you made, it went for almost 1 minute and 30 seconds, which was enough, right? And then you stopped out. So that was the need of the hour, and the way you started the discussion, it was decent. I won't say it was amazing, because it is very important that in group discussion you should set the context. Here the context was missing. Second thing that you can add here is, apart, once the Karthik is done, then there was second guy who came into the discussion, and he has concluded the discussion. I think amazing conclusion made by that guy, Manas. Kudos to you, Manas. You
thank
added
you.
each and every perspective which were needed for the group exercise, and this is what needed when it comes to group discussion. But Manas, whenever you got a first, second, or third entry, make sure that you should discuss more about the topic first, right?
Okay, sure, sure.
If you look
I'll
at,
be mindful
yeah,
about it.
yeah, if the first person has not explained about the topic, it's your responsibility to tell the group that, hey guys, the women participation in India, mainly when it comes to workforce, is very low as compared to other countries, the progressive countries which are present there. And most importantly, there was one point that came into the discussion regarding the CXO position as well as the board position, where the representation of women is very limited. That point raised only one time, but no one has discussed regarding that point, right? And I'm utterly disappointed the two folks, Somedeep, then Karthik, and Ravi. Sai Karthik, not Karthik, right? Sai Karthik. Sai Karthik, can you tell me why you are not able to discuss your POV? Can you unmute
Just
yourself?
go- I just got blank while discussing.
Okay. First of all, one advice from my side is just focus on the hygiene checks, which is very important for GD. Your voice
Yes,
was very low. I need to put my ear closer to the laptop and I need to listen to you. It should not happen in good discussion.
yes,
Second thing is the point that you made. It was a repeating point which was mentioned by one of the student who was present there. You mentioned that in IPL, right?
yes,
Right. So that was decent point that you made, right? You gave up an example that in IPL, if you look at the pay which is given by male people and the female, there is some disparity, right? It has to be done. Do you know that? Okay, you are adding some example just to add your point. That is fine, but you need to understand that the topic is different and you are giving a different perspective. Don't give some out of the box context perspectives, and that is the first thing. Second thing is why you are not able to put up more interest into the group discussion, right?
yes,
There was so like I can explain you, I can tell you that seventh entry, ninth, 18th, 13th entry which was made by the people, there was a gap of almost 5 to 10 seconds. If you look at Karthik was using fillers. You could have taken that entry,
okay,
right? There was chaos on the fourth or fifth entry. You could have taken that entry. So learn the art of how to take up entries. What you can do
okay,
better is, hey guys, can you give me 10 seconds so that I can complete my point? You already know that the group discussion is going on very hard. You should tell to the group that, guys, let me converse this group discussion, or let us bring the group together.
okay,
If the points are not coming in your mind, it is your responsibility to act as a facilitator. Sometimes you need to change positions. Every time you can't act as a leader,
okay.
right? Coming to over Ravi, the points that you made, I would say generic points. You explained 2 to 3 points. Can you repeat the points again?
Actually, I was telling that point when you said कि glass ceiling, pink colorization. Glass ceiling is like women are not getting higher position in the corporate,
Right. Okay.
and
First
glass
of all,
ceiling,
can you?
pink colorization, and the
Yeah. Sorry to
actually
interrupt
I
you.
was in
Yeah, Ravi. Sorry to interrupt you, guys. How many
your
people?
voice is echoing.
Is my voice audible to you guys? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
you are audible,
Yes.
sir, but when we speak, our voice is getting echoed back.
Echoing.
I think you guys need to mute yourself after speaking, so echo will not happen.
Okay. Okay. Out of this 8 to 9 folks, how many people are aware of the concept of glass ceiling? Anyone? Apart from Ravi? Anyone aware of pink colorization?
No.
Karthik, Apurva, Sai Karthik, Soumyadeep, Piyush,
No.
No.
right?
Glass ceiling
Ravi,
any
as
pink coloration was
okay, you're not aware of. Ravi, learn the art of how to explain the topic or how to explain the things to the people.
Same thing, Akash. Just I want to ask. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely audible. I'm listening to you, man.
I
Like
think
I
I think
like you have two
ev
devices, Akash. So from one it is echoing.
Okay,
yes.
just a second. Just a second. It is echoing, right? Let me unmute yourself. Go to your.
Okay, so like I have only 30-40 seconds, but I had like lot of points like glass ceiling, pink colorization, 5C also, like where women are just concentrated in 5C. So just I was trying how to put it into 35 seconds. So like it is very difficult to put it in like 30-40 seconds. Like if I want to explain glass ceiling, it will be like very difficult to put all those points. So like what I should do? I should make two entries or like that was like issue for me because past cases also if we see, so I wanted to add that dimension also that apart from glass ceiling, pink colorization, they are facing this exploitation also. pause cases are increasing like 2x, 3x. So how to put it in like 40 seconds? Like it is very less.
Okay. You need to learn the art of how to make crisp, clear, concise entries. What you can do better is you can tell to the group that, guys, I have a interesting point to say. Hear me out properly. Then, guys, look at the glass ceiling. Where then explain about it within 5 to 10 seconds, and then give the reference of it, and then add an example of it. It has to become in between 25 seconds. And the second point, pink polarization. Again, explain the
Mm.
topic in 5 to 7 seconds. Then explain about how it is going to be used to incorporate.
Yeah, I thought like these people knowing, so I just compact it in 30, 40 seconds.
See, that is fine. It is very easy to tell the different concepts, right? If I'm sitting for any IT based GD, I can crack this GD. That confidence I had in my MBA days, because I was familiar that if something is coming towards IT, I'll crack it. How competitive you are or how confident you are. But there's a line that you need to draw, Ravi. Whenever you discuss something, you need to learn the art of stopping yourself. Second thing is, this is where your critical thinking comes into picture. Do you know why the GDs are conducted for 10 to 12 minutes? Why it is not conducted for 25 to 30 minutes?
Time is less, like 10 minutes,
Right?
like we have to be
See,
very sharp and
yeah. So when in a group setting, they wanted to judge that how the perform works in a pressure situation, and until and unless I had not been to corporate, I didn't understood this concept. Now I am this part of the world where I have seen that they will tell you at 3:40, hey Akash, you need to complete the task, and at 4:20 they'll tell you that, hey, are you done with your PPT or not? That pressure will be there, that data won't be there. So here it's your chance that you have to decide how to connect with stakeholders, how to gather data, how to put yourself in a stress, and how to work in a situation, right? That's why GDs are conducted. They are not conducted just to check your knowledge. If the same GD given for 20 or 25 minutes, everyone would
Mhm.
discuss amazing pointers. What matters is how you handle the situation dynamics. Okay, let's come back to the content itself as compared to other points. Someone has to give the examples of the Tata Group, Infosys, Wipro, right? They have implemented so many diversity initiatives, but if you look at the numbers, they are still unequal. That point has to come into discussion. And the major point that you missed, guys, is why gender diversity is a distant, still distant. Because if you look at women, they have to take breaks in their careers for maternity, and once they join the corporate again, they would be having definitely slow promotion as compared to normal people. Don't you think so? You should discuss this point into the group exercise, the group discussion,
Agree.
right? Second thing is, yeah,
Actually, he stopped. Hi, Akash, your voice is not audible.
am I audible to you guys?
Yes.
Now you.
So sorry for the disturbance. I'll be joining from the laptop. Hello. I hope I'm audible and visible to you.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Now it
Yes,
is
yes.
great.
Okay, perfect. Now just internet came back. So let us discuss about each and every perspective that was made by you guys, so that I'll be able to give you some kind of feedback to you. Okay. Pay gap has been discussed by one of the student, but it has to be comprehensive. That person has to explain about why the pay has been low. Yes, he has to reality, but that is a partial reality. So make sure that if you're not confident about the things, don't tell, because it creates a negative perception about you because you told wrong facts. Now, amazing pointer made by one of the guy. The name of the person is Manas. He mentioned about manufacturing industry that he 70% of the folks who are still present in manufacturing industry, they are getting less pay. I would, along with that, he also mentioned that not the pay itself, but the industry which is present there, it is very saturated. It means that 70% of the people who are working there, they are male, right? And the industry is male dominated. Amazing pointer that has to come into discussion. But there was one guy who mentioned about the opportunities, and women are not getting the opportunities. You have to discuss about what kind of opportunity that you are telling out. Are the opportunity in sales? Are the opportunity in operations? Right? Don't just throw random fact in just because you wanted to prove yourself. And no one has given a counter argument apart from one or two guys. If I was in that group discussion, I would have discussed that, guys. I have a counter to say things are definitely improving. If you look at the diversity reports of all the MNCs, they are putting the ratio of 50 to 50 when it comes to men and women. Nowadays, MNCs such as Cognizant and such as Infosys are offering flexible work policies for the women. And some of the MNCs, work from home capacity is already available. If you look at the top B schools in the country, there's a diversity-based hiring is happening. Let's say I'll give example, Accenture Strategy and Consulting. There's a 50% quota where they'll only hire for women. Government, but can you let me know? And if you're talking about the solution, guys, we should definitely discuss about flexible work that is a present there. Then one
Actually,
point has to come that why the mentorship from the women leaders which are present at the top pyramid of the table is not coming to the bottom pyramid of the table. If we plan to increase the women empowerment, if we plan to reduce the women parity, why these top tier women leaders are not empowering and mentoring to the people, to the women which are present there at the bottom pyramid of the table, right? So this points has to come into discussion. If you are concluding the good discussion, if I was in place of you, I would have discussed that, guys, gender parity in corporate still improving a lot, but the progress, if you look at it, it's slow and it is uneven. Until and unless the organization which are present there, they can change the policy, they can shift the mindset, true parity won't come into the picture. That won't be a reality, and it will be always a distant dream. Understood what I have said? Yes or no?
yes,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay. Let me come to one by one entries that you have made so that you'll get an idea. First of all, I need to understand that the points that I made, are they convincing? Have you understood whatever I said?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
understood what.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Someone has mentioned about the leadership at top pyramid of the table, right? So whenever you are concluding, one point has to come from that person. That, guys, if you look at the entry level of hiring when it comes to women, it has improved a lot. I feel that very few people are reaching to the CXO or board level, but the issue that is present there, it is not a hiring. It is more about retention. So corporate should retain the people. They should give equal parity, equal pay to the women so that they can work for them, right? And there was one person who discussed about late working hours. Piyush, I think so. You mentioned about the late working hours.
Yes.
Yes.
Online,
So what you can add? Yeah, yeah. You're saying
yeah,
something, Piyush.
harassment helpline call numbers in the company. These are the points I made in
Yes.
the last.
Yes, amazing points that came from your side, right? What you can do better is corporates should definitely look for travel requirements of the women or the locations which are present there. Nowadays, women are working in different parts of the country, but there are some situations where they can't uh, adjust just because of family situations. So you could have discussed more about location that should be transferred to the women, right? So yeah, these are the 3 to 4 pointers that has to come into discussion. And Manas has discussed that. Let me give you an example of manufacturing, right? You could have pulled 2 3 examples that, not only manufacturing. If you look at production engineering, infrastructure, core engineering services, women are not participating less. But if you look at other side of it, when it comes to HR, marketing, or tech platforms, women participation is higher. So this is where you are showing balance of it. कि एक जगह there's women participation is low, the other side women participation is definitely high, right? So Karthik started the group discussion. He mentioned about Smriti in the place for WPR. See, Karthik, uh, you are using too many fillers in the first discussion. Don't use fillers, right? So
Yes.
what you can do is, yeah, in the 10th second, in the 25th second, in the 44th second, they were fillers. I noted
Hmm.
down each and every filler that you're mentioning, right? So yeah, that is fine. If you wanted to prove yourself better, that is great. And the way you mentioned about 77 cents per dollar by women,
70. Yes.
that is, yeah, 70. It was amazing, right? That was the need of the hour. And you mentioned about women had 30% of participation, right? That has to come in discussion. So one brownie point goes to you because you started the group exercise. You mentioned about the data fact figure, and you mentioned about why there is a need of reservation, right? So that amazing, one brownie point goes to you. Manas came into the discussion. Manas started with the same point which was mentioned by you is uh, gender gender perspective point, right? That the achievement of women is looks like a gender perspective, right? And we should incorporate this some kind of incorporation that he mentioned, right? But the first point that was made by Manas, it was not convincing. It's just that he just wanted to show that if Karthik has mentioned some data. So Manas came into discussion and mentioned that the participation in different departments is 70% when it comes to male. So Manas, what you can do better is the pointers which I mentioned you earlier. You can build better on it in terms of explaining about women participation, the gender parity that happens, right? Not only for corporate. Come up with 2 3 more pointers because it shows that you are just copy pasting the Karthik's points and you are putting your perspective in a different way. Those go. See, I'm totally happy for you because of the entry that you made at the end of it. The conclusion, which was needed for the group exercise, it was amazing. It was on the point.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Though I noted down your points, I tried building up on what Karthik said. I incorporated an angle of third gender and multiple identities, which is because I told ki we look gender with a very binary perspective, and uh, in the current corporate era, the policies are framed which are inclusive to different identities. So I tried shifting the discussion to the corporate because थोड़ा सा हम social की तरफ जा रहे थे.
I'll tell you one thing, brother. This was the second point that you made. I'm discussing about the first point that you made. Right. I'll
Okay,
definitely come to your each and every point, right?
okay,
I
okay.
have the transcript of audio discussion that you made out. Then Piyush was the third guy. He talked about gender diversity has definitely been increased. We are still away from gender diversity. Okay. Then he mentioned about India is, see, generic points that he made. India is the fastest economy with women participation lower than the average, and we need to take steps for women encouragement. Piyush, you could tell what kind of steps that we are taking out when it comes to women encouragement,
I,
right?
I said I said the pattern for I would like to hear the steps. Then
Yeah.
I will indulge in it.
Yes, but
But
what
if I
happened? Karthik just came into the discussion. He cut you down and he started discussing a different perspective. So try to elongate that point, right? It was very short point. And they, do you know the duration of that entry? It went for almost 30 seconds. You could have 15 more seconds. You could have been in the game,
Actually, I have
right?
the points, but
So
I
yeah,
thought so. Actually, I have the points, but I thought so that my entry should be crisp, and I will build on after that. I have multiple points. Maybe I will remember that for the next time.
okay, okay, right. Whenever Piyush, you're telling a generic point, create a story about that point. Build that story into someone's point. Hey guys, let me tell you something different to this exercise. If you look at India, India is one of the fastest economy where the women participation is lower than average. Have you ever thought about it? And don't you think so? We should take steps comes to women empowerment. Now tell me the point that you made and the point I had made. Was there any difference?
Yes, it is significantly different. Your point is way बहुत अच्छा है मतलब कि उसने तो अलग ही एग्जाम्पल सेट कर
बहुत अच्छे
दिया
की बात नहीं,
जीडी में.
कार्तिक कन्विंसिंग होना चाहिए, राइट?
यस यस.
It's more about convincement. आप जो चीजें बता रहे हो, people should convince according to your points.
यस.
Then Karthik came into discussion. He mentioned about the viewership which happens when it comes to men and women, and we need to think about it. Then Karthik, second entry that we made, it was short.
मैंने व्यूअरशिप नहीं
Then
बोला
Ravi
था.
come into the discussion. He mentioned about,
I did
okay,
not
I think
mention
the second Karthik,
viewership.
not you.
It's me who said
Ah,
about
okay. Sorry,
viewership.
my
No,
bad.
no, you are no, no, right, right. Second Karthik. And Ravi came into discussion. Ravi, first of all, your entry start with taking the name of some person. Yesterday you did the same mistake. Adding to my panelist view, when it
Hello.
comes to see, here you come up with three different perspective, which was need of the work, but we are not able to explain it. You told that in clerical roles, women participation is higher. Okay, that is a negative perspective. What about positive perspective? When it comes to HR marketing, don't you think so? The women participation is higher.
Actually, it is like
Then he
I
came
was
up with
about
the
to tell
perspective that
5C,
guys, we need.
like 5C concept where like consulting, clerical, and like that I didn't explain because time was going. So in that, this HR was also like one
Ravi,
of the.
don't think about the time, right? आप आपको जो until unless someone stops you, someone interrupts you,
Mhm.
you have to complete your entry. Understood, Ravi? That art you have to learn, and make sure that whenever you are stopping entry, it has to be in a way that the other person who is going to cut you, he still have to think about it. अब अगर आपको कोई कट कर रहा है तो आप ऐसे बात करो कि आपका पॉइंट खत्म होते ही लोग बात करने लगे. इतना कन्विंसिंग होना चाहिए, इतना कंटेंट होना चाहिए, इतना स्ट्रक्चर होना चाहिए, राइट? Ravi, I wanted to understand how this Porsche cases is related to this topic. Can you tell me?
Hello, you.
Yeah, I was asking that how Porsche cases is relevant to the topic.
Pause cases is like in many like one people was telling that in manufacturing like participation is low. So it is seen that in those informal organization, why the participation is low? Because uh, that discrimination and pause cases were increasing. So like this is also like Oxfam inequality, corporate inequality report if we read. So like it was mentioned that it is also a big factor because they don't have internal compliance mechanism. So those pause cases they are not taking, they are not like they are not have any internal mechanism to solve them. So it was leading to like people are all together, they are leaving that sector and they are shifting to some other places
Okay,
because in
Ravi,
every
I'll tell you
company
one
they
thing.
don't have.
Okay, can I continue?
Okay, like in between it is voices.
Okay, okay.
Yes, yes.
So Ravi, make sure that if you are saying something, right, bring the hypothesis behind it. Tell something behind the factor. You can't tell to the intro that Pause cases are increasing. That's it. Right? If you are explaining about pause cases,
Okay,
you
so
need to
like
tell
what I will do, I will just tell like one concept. Like here I told three concepts, so I should have told one and explain that. And if I get another chance, then I would have included another.
yes, this is what was the need of the
Correct.
hour. Apurva came into the discussion. He mentioned about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao movement. Then he also explained about we are moving towards gender diversities, and government is definitely taking the steps, and we should definitely look down towards a progressive India. Right? Amazing. But one point that you missed here is what you can do better is you can use postal framework, and
Okay.
you can tell better that what are the steps that government is taking better. That point has to come into the discussion. Right? Tone modulation, voice modulation, communication, articulation was amazing. The point has to be from your side. Then Karthik came into the discussion. He mentioned about gender equality. The you know that Karthik. I am Kozhikode Karthik, right? He mentioned about gender equality. Then he mentioned about see he asked rhetorical questions, which was the need of the hour, right? So you should definitely ask questions. Your hypothesis. Tell the group that guys, are you agree with me or not? Right? This is how you can come into discussion. So many, I am not happy with you, man. I don't know what has happened with you, but you mentioned that we have see you were able to take up only one entry. That is the fault. Second thing is whenever you got a chance, try to elongate that entry. Third thing is if you realize that the points are already over, what you can do is conclude it. Out of the three pointers, you are not able to do it anything.
Yes, sir.
The entry that you mentioned that guys, only one pointer that you mentioned that in engineering and MBA colleges, the companies are coming there only for girls, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned that we have a long way to go. Okay, it is very easy to make a 15-second entry and discuss one point, but it is very tough to make out three entries. You are not hungry for this group discussion. Be hungry.
Okay,
Just
sir.
give just by giving an example, if you feel that you are acting as a leader, this thing won't happen. Three advices from my side is try to take up entries, try to take up uh, your entries into first three entries which were made by students. Second thing is listen to the people and build on it. Third thing is don't mention the repeated point. And fourth thing is if you are talking about example, first of all tell about what kind of example that you are mentioning. Right?
Yes, sir.
You can't
Yeah.
directly come to example. Arjo, again, one point to that guy. Arjo directly started that corporate in corporate women are facing discrimination, they are not getting pay. No, this is not the reality. People are getting pay. It's just that you have to diversify the industries. You have to specify the industry in which industry women are not getting pay. There's a discrimination. Talk about that industry and the discrimination which is happening in that industry, right?
Okay.
And lastly, Manas came into discussion. He was a survivor from the group. He mentioned about in a nutshell. Uh, he talked about what kind of incentives that would be provided to reduce this gap. Then the Bangladesh example, right? And then he has also mentioned that we need to make sure that the work is not only celebrated, it has to be taken as a priority, right? So, guys, the three superstars of this group exercise are Manas, Apurva, and Karthik. Remaining folks have to little bit buckle it up. Karthik was able to, not Sai Karthik. Karthik was able to start the discussion. He was able to add pointers. He was able to give the shape to the discussion. He acted as a leader. Manas acted as a follower where there was need of a strong conclusion and there was need of one amazing entry which made by him. Apurva acted as a facilitator where with the chance that he got, He used that chance and he made up the entry for almost 1 minute and 30 seconds. Remaining folks really need to fill it up. Piyush was kind of a backdoor entry into first three people, but the only problem with Piyush is his tone and voice modulation. The way he convinces his topic, he needs to work on. He need to give more examples, and if he is telling something, he has to give a justification of it, right? Don't be generic, Piyush. Try see now you learn the art of how to take up entries into first three entries. But if you look at the policies which were mentioned by Apurva or Manas, you can be the same person, right? It's just that because of your generic points, I'm giving you rank 4, right? Yeah, that was the comprehensive group discussion. Any questions you wanted to ask to me? One by one. Yes, Ravi, you were saying
Like
something.
one question is like mainly what problem I'm facing is like I have points like many other points also I had like women also is a heterogeneous group. So if we see a corporate like lot of women are coming from one cluster only. Like we are not seeing women from villages and other areas. So point I was having, but like from yesterday GD, what I thought like we can have 30 seconds to entry, but like in this group setting it was very difficult to enter because a lot of people were telling together. So like what is ideal thing? Like
So can I
should
give a
I
suggestion to Ravi?
huh?
Yes.
Can I
Yes,
suggest
Apurva?
something to Ravi? Like
Yeah.
Ravi, you
Yes,
mentioned
yes.
that glass ceiling and that pink colorization. I think those two
Mm-hmm.
points are already mentioned in some way, not the exact terms, but something related to that was mentioned by Karthik. I think you should have gone with the push thing because it was not mentioned earlier. You should have
Like
appreciated it.
ठीक है. But glass ceiling explicitly didn't came out.
Yeah, the term
Like
didn't came out, but the same thought process was already there, I
like some
think.
Right.
data
Ravi,
also. Mhm.
Like
Ravi,
they're
first of
telling that
all,
at the leadership position there are no like women are not represented that much. That is indirectly gaslighting. Like
yeah, some
Actually, I
points which you
forget to
mentioned.
mention that Sensex data, like out of 30, only two directors are women. I forget to mention,
yeah,
like with glass
data you could
ceiling,
have
I said
mentioned.
that. Hmm.
Can I continue, Ravi?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So first of all, the basic advice from my side, learn the art of listening. Second thing is, if the points that are present there, you try to glorify the points. That is amazing. You should definitely do it. But make sure that what is happening in the group discussion. Don't just glorify it and make it in a sense that it is not making any uh valuable to the group exercise, right? If you look at the examples, the policies which were mentioned by the people, like the Bangladesh issue or the BT Bachao, BT Padhao, you could have explained more things into this group exercise. Understood, Avi? So what you can do better is
Like
next
to
time
some degree.
you wanted to continue, or should I
Not
continue?
like I understand, uh, but it's still maybe like after 2, 3 times it can get. But initially, I'm feeling difficult because when a lot of people are telling, then like should I keep quiet or listen to them or put my point? So like that issue is coming up because initially also when introduction was going on, so it was like one more than 1 minute. Then other people was also so already 3 minutes were there. So I was then discussion was going more into social aspect. So like I was in doubt like whether I should correct it or should I put my point.
You should definitely put your point. Whatever
Mhm.
that comes to my mind, you have to discuss on it,
Yes, correct.
right? Yeah, no one has talked about pay transparency, right? In India, salary transparency is very limited. You can't detect any pay gap between a main and women. That point has to come into discussion, right? Second thing is, if you look at India as a system, right? From the childhood itself, women are told to get married as soon as possible and they should look for stability. And men usually consider they are the people who can take up the risk. So that point has to come into the discussion, Why haven't you thought of when it comes to women participation in India's GDP? Like, if more women are participating, it will definitely help us to boost our GDP instead of sitting down and doing some work for the husband. Gender parity is not only corporate issue; it's a economic kind of growth issue. That point has to come into discussion. Someone has mentioned, okay, you are the guy who mentioned about Posh Act, right? But you could have explained that, hey, if you look at the Posh Act, the implementation of this act is definitely varies. Smaller firms which are present there, they can't take the like they can't restrict the enforcement. So Ravi, what I felt out is structure is missing for you, man. Just try to build a structure and try to understand that if I'm making three entries, which entry what I'm going to discuss. And if I'm making that point, is it making sense to the group or not? Simple logic. लोग ए बी सी बात कर रहे हैं तो आप एक्स वाई जेड नहीं डाल सकते, आपको डी बात करना पड़ेगा.
Correct.
Understood? And if you're like, let's say if you didn't get a chance last, why there was need to conclude again, right? You can tell to the person that, hey, let me come, let me complete my point that gender parity which is happening in corporate parts of the India, it is not a policy issue anymore. It is a cultural issue. It is a structural issue that I faced out, and we need to look for a mindset shift from the top leadership to the bottom leadership. Over to you. Anyone wants to conclude? That point has to come from your side. Understood? Yeah, that's it from the group exercise, guys. Please work on the things. Karthik, this is for you, man. You really need to buckle it up.
Okay.
Soumyadeep and Sai Karthik. I'm not happy with the participation that you made.
Yes, sir.
It was explicitly visible that who are the winners and who are the people who lost the competition. We are in a competitive space, right? You guys are paid for it. So be competitive, not only in the campus itself, but for the life, right? I hope you'll learn something from this topic. And let's come back and let's meet soon regarding different topics, right? All
Akash,
the best
can
to you
you tell
guys.
few like for hygiene things, because like this is GD like first or second time. So in conclusion,
Okay.
only one person will speak.
Ravi, I'll
Okay, just a
suggest
second.
you watch the first GD master class. That is very important. Okay. You'll get the understanding how it is to be done.
It is on
Okay, Ravi,
YouTube
I'll
or
share
where?
the Ravi's wait. I will tell you the steps one by one. Right.
Yes, yes.
Uh, Basic things that you should definitely keep into mind is understand the things which are happening there, understand the dynamics, and I'll share the videos to you. I'll share some YouTube videos which I posted, which Hemant has also posted. If you go through it, you'll get a decent idea about basic hygiene checks, and then I'll send a summary of hygiene checks to you so that you will go through it. And post that if you're having queries, you can ask to me.
Because mainly what
Okay.
knowledge I understood, like knowledge is okay, like I can put the point, but maybe structure and how to connect with the people, that can be issue.
Yeah, you'll learn it. More the practice will happen, more the things you'll learn. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Karthik, thank you
Cool.
so much, guys, for joining with us, and we'll definitely connect you soon.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
Akash. Thank you.
Yeah. All the best to you guys, and good night.
Thank you, sir. Good